Good evening, guys. Hope you're all keeping well. Welcome back to the Hobby Desk. I'm Rob, this is the Hobby Desk, and tonight we're taking a look at the Sarissa Precision Old West Locomotive and Tender. Now, it's an MDF kit. Got this one for Christmas. Quite excited to get it built. And I'd like to get it built before The Good, the Bad, the Ugly book. The Good, the Bad, the Ugly book. The Bad and the Ugly book. The Ugly and the Bad. from Great Escape Games. That comes out in February. So I'm going to crack it open now. I'll have a look at the sheets inside, as we do with all our MDF kits. Let's have a look how complicated it is. Let's have a look if... No. Can I do it? No, I'm sure we can. We're getting better with our MDF stuff now. That's to one side. Make sure no pieces pop out. Open it up just on here. So, bit of plastic away there. Oh, there's a bit of card. Right, let's have a little look here. So, oh, knocking things over. Pop it down. That's our sheet. Okay. Oh, right. Okay, we've got instructions then. We do like instructions, as we all know. Right. Oh, okay. These are pretty nice instructions as well, to be fair. How many pages are we looking at here? There's 1, 2, 3, 1. What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages. 5 pages of instructions. Okay. Let's have a look then. Is it 5 pages or is it more? No, it's 5. Nice printed instruction sheets. We'll get cracking with that in a moment. And it looks like it comes with the one sheet of cardboard. Cardboard detailing maybe. A small sheet. Everything's numbered as well. Oh, this is quite nice. Wow, okay, that's a busy little frame, isn't it? Are we missing something there? Something popped out? Don't know. Put that down here for a second. That's that sheet. That's that one. Lovely details on them. Looks like bits have popped out. Maybe they pop out and they just sort of get rid of them when they're laser cut, maybe, like the window pieces. You know, that one's still in there. It's about to fall out. That's fallen out. Yeah, that's that sheet. Pop that on my knee. Make sure it bounces, doesn't fall off. Keep this piece to one side. Don't want to lose that one. And then we've got this sheet as well. So yeah, plenty going on there. I'm going to get cracking with the build. And as always, once I've built it, I'll come back. We'll take a more detailed look at the model overall. We'll have a look at it in terms of scale, in comparison to some of our Dead Man's Hand minis we've got going on there. Then after this one, we've got a passenger car, we've got the caboose, and I think we've got a wagon or something as well, I think, maybe. Have we? Don't know. We'll find out in the future, guys. Right, I'm going to go and build this, and I'll be back in a moment. Catch you soon, guys. So, here it is. We've got it together. We got it built. It took me a bit longer than expected. I was hoping to have it built over a couple of nights, and it ended up taking me, I think, over a couple of weeks, really, because I just didn't have the time, if I'm being honest, to sit down and dedicate to it to get it done. But we got it together, so it did take me a good couple of hours to get together. Once it's together now, it's a lovely solid kit. I think it's really nice. It's a nice size. It feels solid. You know, I can pick it up, move it. I'm not like, oh, bits are falling off. Some parts of the instructions I don't think were quite right. Now, I hope it wasn't just me reading them wrong. But some of the letters or numbers didn't quite match up at times. But if you took the time to actually look at images online, things like that, and figure it out, you could figure out where the pieces went and how they went together. But other than that, it's gone together well. It's sturdy. Like I said, it's a nice size. It's detailed. Now, obviously, this is bare bones MDF at the moment and card. I will be spraying it. I think my plan is I'm going to spray just a matte black, then go in and pick out some details and things like that. But yeah, in terms of a playable piece, it's a good size. It'll look impressive on the table, I think, once it's painted. In terms of size, we've got the trusty metal ruler out. So let's zoom out for a moment, just so we can see it. We are looking at, from the front of the grill, I think it's a cattle grill, something like that. To the back of the coal wagon, I'm calling it a coal wagon. Probably wrong. There's probably people out there who know a lot more about trains than me. It's about 11 inches. So it's a nice size. It's going to look good on the table. It's going to be an impressive piece once it's painted up. How does it scale with the miniatures? So it's a hand at the moment of bits and bobs I'm working on. You'll notice over there, I've had a bit of a tidy up. The buildings are gone because they've been spray primed. But anyway, that's a discussion for another day. In terms of miniatures we got together, we can have a look at in terms of scale. These are your Dead Man's Hand metals, official Great Escape Games ones. I think it looks a good size. It looks, I think it's going to look impressive on the table once you've got it there. Especially playing a scenario around maybe a train robbery, something like that, where you've got the train on your table and you're moving the terrain around it to show that it's moving, if that makes sense, moving down the tracks. Instead of moving the train itself, move parts of the table, sort of every other turn, move down 6 inches, something like that. But yeah, it scales well. The coal wagon, the wheels move. The wheels, the tracks, what are they called? The stock? Bogies, I think they're called, are they? Could be wrong there. They actually move. You make them to move. You could build the engine piece so the wheels move. I haven't, just because of the way it was constructed, and I don't intend to roll it around the track. I've just glued them in place. But that's a preference thing, I think. And I was also thinking in terms of painting it, trying to keep wheels loose, and yeah, I thought no, I want to eliminate headaches. But let's zoom in a moment. Let's get back to the scale. So I'm going to move this piece out the way for 1 second. Get to the engine, stand him on there. This chap here I'm working on, I think he's going to be my train conductor, something like that, railroad worker. Looks that way. But yeah, in terms of scale, pop him in the back. That's what we're looking at in the back there. There's playable space. There's space to have a miniature in there, just to give it a bit of life, I think, on the table. Let's pop him out. And then it's the same with the coal wagon. You've got space in the back there that you could stand. You get 2 miniatures in there easily. Obviously here, this is where your coal would be. So I'm thinking I'm going to take some of this spare MDF sprue, some of these little bits and pieces we're getting, chop them up a bit more, get them in here with some PVA and just make it look like a coal pile, and then get that painted up before I prime it. Because I've got a lot of MDF sprue and sheets about now. But yeah, let's have a quick once over on the wagon and the coal wagon and the engine itself. So once it's together, some really nice detail on it. Now, and I get it, it's MDF, it's not to everyone's taste. It might not look particularly good before paint. I'm hoping it's going to paint well. But there's always the danger, obviously, like these parts here, they're not perfectly smooth. And I'll be honest, for me, not that I don't care, it's that to me, it's not important for me to have this perfectly smooth. I'm sure there's people out there who would file this all down, sand it, make it lovely and smooth, and you'll probably do a hell of a better job with it than I would. But for me, where it's at, for a gaming piece, I think it's going to do me just fine. I might have a look at getting some sort of details in here, something like that, some sort of controls. But yeah, no, the engine itself I think is lovely. This bit here was a really interesting build. You built that separately and then glued it on. So I used wood glue over the whole of the build. What do I use? I use Gorilla Glue, wood glue. Yeah, dries nice, dries clear. Sets pretty quick as well. Well, not pretty quick, it sets solid. And you have a bit of time to move your pieces around, which I've found with some of this. Obviously, all MDF kits, dry fit them first. Everything you're going to build, and I did have a bit of sanding and filing down on some of these parts, as you can probably tell from the top. These bits here. Yeah, no, went together well in the end. Instructions, like I said, were a little bit fiddly. I think some parts aren't quite correct, but you can figure it out if you take the time to just look at it and work it out and don't rush. I think the key with any of these kits, as I'm discovering with MDF stuff, is just don't rush it. Just, take your time, have a look at it. Yeah, it's good weight. It's light, but it's solid enough. It's going to sit on your table. It's not going to be shunted about. The coal wagon. There you go. That's that. Nice, basic. It has got a hook on the back there, as you'll see. I think you'll be able to hook on like the passenger wagon, the flatbed wagon, the caboose, things like that. In terms of detail, I think I'm gonna obviously see a lot of like names of trains and railway companies, things like that on the side of the engine wagons and stuff. I think I'm going to 3D print something maybe. You know, like my granddad loves trains, for argument's sake. You know, I might do like a Molyneux lines, something like that. Get that on there embossed. You know, pick that up with a dry brush and things like that. But yeah, you know, it's a lovely kit. I think in the end, once it's together, I'm glad I've got it. I'm glad I've got it together. I think it's going to look good on the table. Let's pop some minis on there. You know, once it's finished, it'll be a nice piece to play with. Let's move the camera slightly. So yeah, for the price, I got it for Christmas in a bundle. I think it was a Black Friday bundle of the Locomotive. I think I'll put a picture up if I can. The Locomotive, I think got a passenger car, the caboose, and some track as well. So I've got tracks put together, which I might put some together in a minute actually. Get that together and have a look what it's like on the track. So yeah, no, lovely kit. If you think about getting one, I'd say get one. You know, it's a really good price for it, even if you just bought the engine and bought the other bits separately as you went. I only got the extra bits because it was a bundle deal at the time. I'd recommend it. You know, it's a challenge to put together. It wasn't the easiest thing to put together. Like the bits like the cardboard here, that's obviously flat when you get it. I literally just, it's scored, so you can see the edges on it there, scored in. I literally just rolled it in my hands a bit. You know, as you would, or I think I put it around the water bottle first, but you know, roll it around something, loosen it off, and I just held it when I glued it. I mean, like I said, the Gorilla Glue, you know, quite tacky, so I literally just held it together for a minute. You could put an elastic band around it, something like that, but I got more of an even pressure just holding it for a few minutes whilst I was watching something. But yeah, great kit. I'm really looking forward to getting paint on it. And I think that's it for this one, guys. And once I've got the passenger car together, I'll get that on. And we'll do a little video of that, and we'll start building the train. I think once we've got each piece built, my hand's taking all the focus there. Once we've got each piece built, we will do a full train review, and we'll get the game mat out. You know, we'll set up a town scene, and I'll go over the town as well. Some ideas I've got for that. I think I've got a few extra bits coming for that as well. So yeah, that's the Sarissa Precision Old West Locomotive. Check it out if you need a train. It's considerably cheaper than the foreground one. I believe the foreground one, from what people have said, is potentially a more detailed kit, but I believe it was much more complicated, much more difficult. When I read reviews online before getting the wife to order me this one, hence why I went for this one, because you know, if I want a scale model, I'm going to buy a full kit, aren't I? But this is just a gaming piece to me. It looks good. I think it'll look good when it's painted. It's detailed enough for me. There's enough details I can pick out on it to just have that a little bit of flair. And yeah, you know, it scales well with the miniatures, doesn't it? You know, I think it looks lovely, you know, especially on them hanging around the back there. You know, I can see like a nice scenario where you're running down a train, a couple of passenger cars, maybe something like that, to get to the front, stop the train before turn whatever, or you know, the lawmen are riding alongside, because we've got our, you know, there we are, scale wise, with the mounted gunfighters from Great Escape. So you know, you can already think of a scenario here. Got some mounted gunfighters chasing down a train. It's got the local bank deposit on it, something like that. You know, the wages for the local, you know, cavalry garrison, something like that. What's it look like compared to a wagon, actually? Let's have a look, shall we? Let's do a wagon comparison. Where are we? Where's my wagon? This one thing I haven't tidied up there, but I want to get that painted. So here's a wagon next to it for scale. So this is the Great Escape Games wagon, general purpose wagon. So yeah, there you have it. Scale's lovely. I think it's going to fit really, really well. I think it's going to look really good on the tabletop. So yeah, like I said, if you're interested, guys, head over to Sarissa Precision. It's the Old West range, 28mm. Pick yourself one up, have a look at it. It's a good kit. It's nice, it's solid. It's going to look good painted. It's a really nice size as well. You know, there's just enough details on there, I think, for me to pick out. It's not overly detailed. So yeah, I think it'll look nice. Nice basic paint job on there. You know, really make it pop on the tabletop. And yeah, that's it for this one, guys. So once I've got the passenger wagon together, we'll get that on as well. And we'll start doing a couple of little videos around, you know, scenarios and things like that maybe. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I know it's been a little while since I did some of the shorts showing I was building it and things. But you know, life just gets in the way sometimes, doesn't it? Work and kids and just illness, all sorts. So yeah, it's that time of year. But, you know, the weather's getting better now. I've managed to get stuff primed, get stuff built. And yeah, you know, obviously I've built some more mounted gunfighters here as well. So yeah, I've said them a lot in this video, haven't I? It's not like me. That's it for today then, guys. Thank you as always for tuning in. You know, if you liked the video, leave a like, leave a little comment. If you've got a train, you know, if you've got a preferred train, if you've got the foreground train, you know, is that better? You know, what do you think? I know there's been a couple of comments, I think, previous on some videos about people not liking MDF, and I completely get it. You know, I'm with you on that to some degree on some kits. But this one, I think it would work quite well. You know, it'll be interesting to see once I've managed to prime it. Hopefully at the weekend I can get it primed actually, and we'll be able to have another little look. Maybe I'll do a short or something like that. But yeah, leave a like, leave a comment. Any feelings at all on MDF or any recommendations for trains? You know, is there a die-cast version of a train or an actual train model? You know, from a model train perspective that would work better. Because I'm always open to ideas. And yeah, thanks as always for tuning in, guys. And I will see you in the next one. Have a good one, guys. Stay safe. Ta-ra.